side you sit on as far as the total is concerned. All right, Northwestern and Duke. We've got Duke here, 19-point home favorites, 46.5 the total in this one. Duke looked damn good against Clemson, but at the same time, a lot of mistakes by Clemson, a lot of self-inflicted wounds in that game against Duke. Clemson just, turnovers galore. As much as I really love Duke, in that game, and I cashed with them, they won outright. They were getting, 13 points against Clemson. They played well. I love Riley Leonard in the offense. You know that. I think the defense is really starting to come along strong. And you got to also tip your cap to Duke. Yeah, you could say Clemson made all these mistakes. Clemson just imploded in the red zone with missed field goals and multiple turnovers. But you got to give Duke credit for that. They forced those turnovers, and they are a better defense this year. I think they are, no question. They held Clemson to 7 points in that win. Not much of a letdown against Lafayette, 42-7 last week, facing an FCS team. Duke's really good, and Duke's won both of their first 2 games by 21+. Why can't they win by 21+ here against Northwestern? I'd certainly lean to the home favorite here, the Dukies. I'm not ready to say, Northwestern, as bad as they were against Rutgers, they're all of a sudden leaps and bounds better, and they've got things back on track. I've seen UTEP now multiple weeks. Okay, UTEP is awful, absolutely brutal, and this is a shame that we're seeing it because, Dana Dimmel's done a lot of good things with this program, but he coaches still like it's 1980 on offense, run the ball, no creativity, punting on 4th and 2. Extremely slow-paced offense, and to be quite honest with you, there's been no improvement at Gavin Hardison at quarterback, and Northwestern feasted on that. They were able to run the football very effectively, 184 rushing yards, 207 through the air. Ben Bryant had a much better game against UTEP. That being said, Northwestern defensively did still give up 319 yards. But, they just couldn't help turning it over. 2 interceptions for UTEP, left a lot of points on the board, went for it on 4th down multiple times and failed to finish the job. Northwestern was giving up yards to UTEP last week. Make sure you don't forget that in your handicap. Yeah, it's going to look 38-7 blowout, dominance by Northwestern. Well, yeah, the team still got over 300 yards on offense, UTEP. They just did a horrible job finishing off anything. They didn't finish anything on offense. So, now you got to go play Duke, who I think are legit, as far as getting to that upper tier gradually of the ACC. And keep in mind, too, last year when these 2 teams played, Duke got the win 31-23. They were 10-point dogs in that game last year. Duke got the win 30. Remember, we all thought Duke was pretty bad going into the early part of last year. And then Mike Elko and this great coaching job that he's done there proved us wrong. They ended up having a very good season. The only concern here about laying the points is, look, we got Duke as a 10-point dog last year when they beat Northwestern, and now here they are 19-point favorites. I mean, what a huge difference, 1 year to the next as far as the point spread is concerned. But I don't want Northwestern here. Duke or pass for me. Conor?
Yeah, it's tough to take a dog that I don't trust scoring. I mean, I could see a little more out of Bryant.
That was at home last week against UTEP. What did they do on the road at Rutgers? Zip, zilch, jack shit, nothing.
Yeah, nothing. I'd have to stay with Duke. It's a big number, but I lean to lay it here. I mean, I doubt I bet this game, but that's where I'd be. I think they're that talented. I was impressed with what they did. Obviously, Clemson made a ton of mistakes. Like you mentioned, it was just like UTEP moved the ball. We'll get to them. Do we have them on the sheet this week?
We do.
UTEP?
Yes, we do.
Okay. We'll get to them a little more. But, yeah, for me here, this is quick. I'm just not going to bet against Riley Leonard and Duke right now.